So the three principles are kind of the foundation of the approach that I use at LifeShift coaching. And I just thought I'd just very quickly recap what the three principles are. They were coined by a guy called Sid Banks a good few decades ago now. He was a guy from Wales. He was a welder, and he became enlightened and kind of discovered these three principles. And these three principles really govern the way that all humans kind of live their lives. And it's kind of predicated on the basis that life is more thought-based than physical, kind of material-based. Principle one is a principle of mind, and not just your mind or my mind, but more of a kind of like a universal mind. This universal mind is what makes your heart beat, because you don't do that. It makes your cells divide. Most of the cells in your body are completely replaced every 30 days. You're not doing that. Something else is. Something else is making trees grow and tides go in and out and supernovas explode at the other side of the galaxy. That's universal mind. That is this innate kind of wisdom that's driving everything in a certain direction, including your life, because you are part of this universal mind too, right? So that's the first one, universal mind. The second one is consciousness. And another word for consciousness really is awareness. If you are not aware that you think, if you are not aware of this kind of universal mind and what's going on around you, then to all intents and purposes, the world wouldn't exist. Reality wouldn't exist for you, right? Everything that we experience in our lives, we experience because we're aware of it. That's consciousness. You need that. Otherwise, you have really no existence to speak of. So you've got mind and consciousness. And the third one, and this is an important one, is thought. Right? Mind and consciousness exist outside of our volition, right? We don't really control those. They're just innate to nature. Thought, we do have some control over that, right? We know that we can choose what we want to think. We also know that we can not choose a lot of things that we think. Thought is kind of like the rudder of a ship guiding us through our lives. But without thought, we wouldn't experience anything. So without any one of mind, consciousness, or thought, we kind of wouldn't really exist. And all of our experiences are made up of a combination of those three principles. Kind of like a recipe, kind of like ingredients to make a cake. Every one of us has slightly different recipes for how we make our own individual cakes. There are 8 billion different cakes on this planet right now. But thought is the important one in terms of living a life that is a bit more peaceful. When you understand that these three principles are innate in everyone, and that the thought part, the third principle, the thought principle is one where we have some element of control over that, then that means we have some element of control over how we experience everything in our lives. That goes for every single experience, whether that's something you see, something you smell, you taste, you touch, something you think, something you feel. We have some control over that. I know sometimes it doesn't seem like that, but we do. And the whole basis of the three principles is that when you really understand this, when you really get this wisdom, when you know that this innate wisdom of mind that's inside you is inside everybody, and that thought, these unhealthy thoughts that we have are kind of just masking that innate wisdom that we all have, then you come to realize that none of us are broken, that we're all kind of experiencing similar kind of challenges in our lives. None of us are completely isolated. Sometimes you feel I'm the only one going through this. You're not. You're not. Everyone's mind works the same way. We have up days and we have down days. But believe me, all of our experiences are all down to the way that we think. And we do have some control over the way we think. Nature is obviously doing something through us. And these 3 principles, that's how it does it. And we have some element of control on the thought principle, right? So if we can learn how to understand this, not necessarily control or manage it, just understand it, it knows what it's doing. Sure, we need our conscious mind to make a cup of tea or drive a car, but there's another part of our mind, and it's a far greater, bigger, more powerful part of our mind, the subconscious part of our mind, which is driven by this innate universal mind. That's the one that's doing most of the driving, and let's just let it. You know, when you're on a bus and the driver is driving the bus, the driver knows how to drive the bus. The driver knows where the bus is going. But most of us, me included, try to get up and put our hands on that steering wheel because we think we know where that bus needs to go, and we try and steer it in our direction. So you've got the bus driver and you desperately at odds trying to steer this bus, and what happens? The bus swerves all over the road and everybody has an awful experience in the bus. Why not just sit down and enjoy the bus journey? Let the driver drive the bus. That's the thought part. So anyway, there's a quick recap of the 3 principles. Certainly changed my life. It's changed a lot of people's lives when they really understand that that's it. That's all there is to it. That's how the world works. It's not about all of these external circumstances conspiring to make your life a misery. That's not what's happening. It's just these 3 things going on inside you that dictate your experiences in life and therefore dictate your feelings about life. And you have some control over that. Okay, hope it helped. See you.